Regal Movie Masters. Unlimited.
This is the Regal Movie Masters Unlimited podcast where we indiscriminately watch every goddamn movie that comes out at the local theater. Your movie masters today are Justine.
Hi.
Brent.
Hello.
Dylan.
What's up?
I'm Colin, and I have a bit of a sore throat, and I'm very self-conscious about it. So if you're hearing things, you're like, oh, what? He fell off or something. No. No. It's a temporary setback. I'm going to come back so strong. But anyways, today we got No Hard Feelings, a new scandalous sex comedy with Jennifer Lawrence. And then you got Asteroid City, the new joint from Wes Anderson. We got an email you can contact us at with your well wishings about my slight sore throat. I know you're all distraught about it. I'm very self-conscious about it. So, you want to wish us well. It's moviemasters760@gmail.com. Moviemasters, plural, 760@gmail.com. And, guys, I'm burying the headline here. It's our second quarter power ranking special. Okay? So at the end, after we do the two movies, we're going to rank all the movies we've seen April, May, and June, the second quarter of the year. I'm going to put them in a power ranking style. If you caught our last one at the end of March,
yeah.
It's been winning some awards. There's a lot of Oscar buzz about that episode. So, obviously, we're very proud of it. Hopefully, we can knock it out of the park on this one, too. I'm very excited. It's fun.
It's just some guy named Oscar talking about it.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
I think it's so fun to just review big chunks of movies you've seen. You're like, oh God, all right.
Forgot about that one.
If you stay tuned, there are 44 movies we will be rating at the very end of this.
And we'll see how they stack up. But first, we have the two fresh movies. No Hard Feelings is a romp, co-written and directed by Gene Stupinski, real name. He did the movie Good Boys.
I was going to ask.
Okay, he did Good Boys. He wrote Bad Teacher. And he wrote that Year One movie with Jack Black and Michael Cera.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Buried Memory, right? Wow. Me too. And then it was co-written by John Phillips of Dirty Grandpa fame. Okay. So it is adjective noun movies
that makes
right
sense.
here.
Yeah.
No one from the true royalty of Bad Santa involved, but, they're in that mix here. This is a movie. It stars Jennifer Lawrence as a down-on-her-luck Uber driver. Hence, if you've seen the shirts around town that says, your Uber is here, that's actually a reference to this movie. It's like the huge catchphrase that's been blowing up. Your Uber is here. She would say that, but then her car gets repossessed because she's behind on her property taxes. Not sure it works like that, but sure. They take her car, but she's an Uber driver, thus that's going to hurt her being able to pay for her car more. She sees an ad in Craigslist. These two parents, they say, sleep with our son, date our son, they say, wink emoji. I don't know if that was in the Craigslist thing. They didn't show it. And we'll give you this, reasonably mild Buick. So she's like, okay, I just date this 19-year-old. It's not creepy. It's okay that he's 19, so don't worry.
She's 32.
Yeah, and they're trying to get him ready to go to college or have him come out of his shell before he goes to college. And she signs up with her parents, played by, notably, Matthew Broderick as the dad, Laird, which is funny to me. And then, it's kind of a time-old tale, right? You've seen this trope where it's like, I bet you won't take this girl to prom or something. And then the guy takes her to prom, and then he falls in love with her. And then, she's like, that was just a bet. I hate you now. And then he's sad. Like, that's like a dozen different movies, right?
Jumping off point.
What's your favorite one of those movies? I got one.
I'm not super well versed in this genre, so if you got one in the pocket, unleash it.
Yours wouldn't be like Not Another Teen Movie?
Isn't that a parody film? That doesn't count.
It counts.
It counts. It happens.
But that's a direct parody of, what was the big one? Is
my favorite, She's All That.
Yeah, that was the big.
They're all parodies of each other.
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
My favorite is this movie.
This is your favorite one?
No.
Oh.
Probably, Never Been Kissed? Is that the one with Drew Barrymore?
Yeah.
That kind of is like one of those.
And so the earlier this year, I don't think you guys saw it, but we watched Somewhere in Queens with Ray Romano, who is probably fist pumping right now that his movie got put out before this
Yeah.
one. So in that movie, a big thing is the kid is about to go to college on a basketball scholarship, and he's all excited about it because he has a new girlfriend, right? And she's this kind of free spirit type, let's say. And she's like, you know what? You're going to college. Let's just break up right now. I think you're getting too attached to me, and I'm a free spirit type. And it just crushes him, and he's underperforming at like the tryouts for the college and stuff. So Ray Romano in that movie, a completely separate movie, not the movie we're talking about right now, he makes a deal with the girl. He's like, hey, I'll give you a car or I'll give you money for a car. I forget exactly which, but I guess it's semantics at that point. If you just don't break up with my son right now, like give me 2 weeks, let him get accepted. Obviously you care about the kid. This is for his benefit too, but like, please not right now. She's like begrudgingly, okay. So I feel like that was a more like measured, reasonable version of the same premise. And again, a movie that came out like a month ago. This movie is more body in its presentation, right? And I guess this would be time to talk about like the tone of the movie, because I was not enjoying myself during this film, and I find myself now like deconstructing comedies to the point where I'm just confused about them. Like, what is a comedy even? Or, what makes a good comedy and all. I am so grounded right now in a horror movie where I'm like super into them. I don't care what happens in them. I just like the pacing of them. Whereas comedies, I'm perplexed.
This was erratic to the point where it wasn't so much a movie as a series of jokes and gags. I mean, there's a
Right.
rough through line.
But that's not, I like that Fool's Paradise movie a lot.
Yeah.
And that was far more gibberish than this. And I think watching this movie really solidified this idea to me that like tonal consistency, regardless of what the tone is probably what distinguishes like a good comedy from a bad comedy to me. And I was thinking specifically of Dirty Work. That's a movie that kind of has this foundation of everything in this world is kind of absurd and silly and cartoonish.
Established,
There's no characters that are like deathly serious. There's a smidge of heart, but in like nothing too dramatic or anything. It's very, very silly. Everyone's silly. Everything is silly. And thus anything that happens that's silly,
reasonable within that universe.
Yes. Yep. Whereas a movie like this, it seems like really split into three. There's like a kind of traditional rom-com element, both in terms of tone and plot, and then there's like gross out comedy, and then there's kind of like quieter moments that are more dialogue and character driven. And I don't think those can all coexist, because if you're going to have like a world where a guy puts a Chinese finger trap on his penis and then Jennifer Lawrence has to pull it off it, if you have that also with, locals sitting by the beach and complaining about like townies and stuff in a very, dialogue driven way. And then you also have like this quasi friendship, we're taking this kid's emotions very seriously thing. And mixed in there, I felt was like a lot of simultaneously like older writers, and I looked the writers up. They're like, closer to my age than the kid in the movie, he was born in 2002. I don't know why I find that interesting, but I did. Anyways, they're closer to my age than that, put it that way. And it's like simultaneously kind of shitting on the younger generation while like way overestimating their abilities. It's like, oh, these kids and their silly little phones, but also like this kid's like a prodigy on the piano and good with animals and stuff. So there's, I don't know, a little bit of a commentary spiced in there from the writers of the movie. And so there's just a lot happening, and it definitely does not meet my criteria for that consistent tone.
You could add a fourth layer too in physical comedy, because there is a ton of physical.
Yeah, I would put that in like the gross out goofball,
okay.
Kind of like absurdist humor, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you got a kid naked on the hood of a car being dragged around, it's not grounded. And obviously a fucking comedy doesn't need to be grounded in reality. But when you have 2/3 of the movie grounded in reality and then something completely silly happens, you find yourself doing the dumb thing to do in a sex comedy, which would be like, oh, come on, which is what I found myself doing a lot. But what did you guys think?
I don't think it was that jarring. The different kinds of comedy in it. It's mostly really silly because she's most of the time spending time with that kid. And it's kind of like the more over the top stuff is when she's with the kid, the guy, whatever, the young man.
Yes.
And the only time that it's kind of more serious is when she's talking to her adult friends when she's being an adult. So that's not really weird to me. It's like separating the two things that she's having to do. So I think when you get that kind of change in tone, it's because she's like code switching kind of. So I don't think that it's that weird. I think mostly it's one of those kind of comedies, but I kind of appreciated that it wasn't just that the whole time because it's like this is stupid. Why would this be happening at all?
Yeah, it's not. It is not strictly screwball.
Exactly.
There's heart.
Yeah, it takes one of those weird comedies, but puts it in like this is how you might get caught up in a situation like that.
Right.
And if you did, it would basically be like a cartoon because you know that it would be so absurd, you know? So that contrast was fine to me. And I don't like those kind of crude humor movies.
Well, I don't know. I'll pull you a card on that. You don't think Dumb and Dumber is a crude comedy?
It's not like a sex comedy.
No.
And those are the ones that I'm talking about, like an American Pie or something like that. Like, get over yourself, you know?
True.
So I was concerned that it would be something more like that. But it's mostly just her being ridiculous and the kid kind of not accepting it. Which is another funny thing. The kid is kind of more like her adult friends. And she's the one doing all this absurd stuff. And he's kind of like, stop.
Yeah, see, that's another formula that works where it's like the whole world is grounded. And then you have one character that's very silly. And like it's fun to watch the silly character run around in the very grounded world. But to do that, you have to like avoid caricature. And I think there's a lot of like very broad characters in this movie. Like I'm the jerk rich yacht guy. I want a drink now. It's like, okay, so she is not like the silly goofball in the movie. And I don't think the kid is the silly goofball in the movie.
Oh.
So it's not like she's the character. She's the, out.
She's the silly goofball when she's pretending to be somebody.
Right.
Not herself.
But it's also somewhat grounded because she's trying to sleep with this kid, so it's
weird. 'Cause I think she
cranking up that
misunderstood like the arrangement because like she is racing to bang this kid. I think she understands it as like you need to have sex with the kid and then you get the car.
Oh yeah, that was. Well, I mean, that was a proposition.
It was but it was implied that they would have to have a sexual relationship. But I think she sees the sex as a finish line in the movie.
Right.
That's how she was acting because she was racing to bang that kid as fast as possible when she didn't have to. It was about the period before he goes to school.
Well, I think she was just trying to rip the Band-Aid off, kind of, and get herself out of this awkward ass situation.
Yeah,
sure.
So you don't have to date a 19-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
But she didn't I'll do what I have to do.
But she didn't recognize that. Hey, I'm actually like torpedoing my own efforts.
This is kind of what I'm talking about, Brent, where it's like you start to look at a movie and be like, well, why would you do that? But it's like, it's a silly movie. You're not supposed to look at it. It's an excuse to get to the point where silly things happen and find yourself in silly scenarios and situations. And all that stuff is fairly effective, don't get me wrong. But I started to think similarly. And you're not supposed to. And I think you end up thinking that similarly because the rest of the movie is kind of grounded, in terms of like, I got to make my property tax payments because it's, my town is being gentrified kind of. And I'm having an emotional arc with my abandoned father and this and that and the other thing. All these other elements kind of make it a more grounded movie. So you're looking at things that you should just be like, ah, ha, ha, what a funny romp this is. But you're like dissecting it because other parts of the movie are realistic to make you want to do that. But you shouldn't do that. This is all I'm saying about it.
Did you find the Jennifer Lawrence character likable?
I don't think I liked anybody in the movie.
You didn't like the kid?
No. Okay. I mean, and that's just it. He's written like a, little pipsqueak guy, rich kid. It's like, no, you can't.
Dylan, did you like the kid?
I mean, I don't care. I don't feel one way or the other about any of these characters, really.
Yeah.
No, even Matthew Broderick. No, I don't care.
Yeah.
I like her friends.
Yeah.
That they're going to have a baby.
Townies. Yeah, kind of hold her accountable for her own foolishness.
Yeah.
Like when it was established that she doesn't even understand how property taxes work and she wasn't even opening her mail, it just made her not likable. Because it's like, that's just part of being an adult, you know? So
Well, she didn't have the money. Like, at that point, she's
no, but she didn't understand the concept. You know, she's just like, that's why the money racked up.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, it's about not, it's not that she had the money and like blew it. She just didn't have the money.
Well,
the premise
also,
of the movie.
I don't think we know how long she has had that house.
Yeah, like when it got transferred to her name.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is all to my point that these are not things you should be thinking about when we're talking about
I don't think you need
sex
to.
romp.
You just need to know she needs money.
Yeah.
We don't have the conversation about like how the dog washing operation works in Dumb and Dumber. It's just like
for the
sure.
You could if you were you. You'd
Well,
be
what's
like,
their
well, how did they
DBA
get the
registered
money?
as? And
Okay, but like for a comedy to work, does at least one character need to be likable?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, yeah, would be an example.
I mean, Always Sunny is pretty. I think everyone's equally atrocious in that.
There you go.
That works. I don't know. I think I'm being too harsh on it, at least in terms of.
Was it better than what you thought it was going to be?
Of course, but that's not. I'm not giving it credit for that because the trailers of this make it seem absolutely unwatchable, and I didn't really like the movie, so I would pull it like 2 notches above unwatchable, so that qualifies as better than what I thought it would be. But I'm being a dick. It's not like impossible to watch or a total fucking slog, but I don't know. Not really my bag. Do you guys have some light you want to shine on this?
For everyone at home listening, I saw it alone outside of the group for time management. I laughed. I chuckled maybe a solid 3 to 5 times to myself quietly. But the theater I was at, every joke almost landed.
Yeah, same with ours.
Really?
There was a lot of people, dude.
Yeah, no, my theater was also about half full, almost full. And I was like, wow, this is landing. This is crazy. I don't know. For me, comedies, at least like comedies for the public, I don't care to watch, but I'll watch them. And I never find them that funny. But it's crazy to hear like the general public actually laugh at these jokes half the time. But again, I guess in this one, I'm just an outsider because I've seen Failure to Launch with Matthew McConaughey and that other lady. And that movie was amazing at the time. So I don't know. This is just a reboot, not teen sex. What would you call it?
Mature. Rated MA for mature.
It's a regular
sex comedy movie. And I was
R-rated.
like,
You can say R-rated comedy.
was it R-rated? I guess she got naked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, spoiler. I'm sorry, everyone. I don't know if it's a body double or not. AI generated images have ruined my fucking brain. So I can't tell what's fake or not anymore. But like, there is nudity.
It's a weird weekend where if somebody would have told you, hey, you're going to see Jennifer Lawrence and Scarlett Johansson nude this weekend. You know what I mean? You wouldn't think you'd be bummed out.
You're going to be, the twist is you're bored out of your fucking mind on both occasions.
Was Scarlett Johansson, was that a real one or is that a body double? I just
says-
assumed it was body double.
I assume it was a body double because they said it was a body double, kind of, or they alluded to it, but also, who knows? Also, we'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll
when
get to that when we get to that.
What would you say? I don't know if we've seen one this year, but is a close comedy to this.
Sadly, like The Machine falls under the category of R-rated comedy.
I'm a Mafia. Yeah.
I think a lot of the comedies get backdoored as action movies, like Cocaine Bear and Renfield.
Yeah.
But those are like a mix of a lot of things. I guess House Party was an R-rated comedy.
It was. Yeah.
That was earlier this year. They are few and far between, and I think it's because people don't want to go to the theater to watch them. And this is just, my observation of the past like 5 years or so, longer, is that like comedies play about as well at home as they do in the theater. I don't think comedies entice people to leave their house, so I don't think they make them as much now as like they did when we were growing up.
So do you think it was just Jennifer Lawrence fans that packed out, the theaters this weekend?
Well, let's not get too egregious with the packed out.
Relatively speaking, but based on what we've seen, that is a hell of a turnout.
Yeah, it's not getting destroyed, I don't imagine, but I don't know. I mean, it's a solid pitch. The trailers were adequate for it, Go see this crazy, this is a crazy deal. This lady wants to keep being an Uber driver. Look at her in the trailer, goofing around.
I think this is the seal of summer is officially started.
Yeah.
I would say Spider-Man was like a starting point, but I think after watching this and Asteroid City, this is the real summertime crowds, especially for what's it called? What are we talking about right now?
This is no hard feelings.
No hard feelings.
Are you referring to the fact that he's been asking us if it's the summer season has been kicking off for the last 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is it. It wasn't Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
No.
Not The Flash. Not like the last 6 weeks, and every week we've had some 250 million plus budget franchise film.
Well,
this is it.
Well, listen.
I'm listening.
Here's my argument. Ready?
Okay.
Sun's finally been out. It's been normally warmer since the sun being out. People going out to the theater, right? Free AC.
Nothing to fucking do.
Nothing to do. Free AC. Do they want to watch Asteroid City? Fuck no. Well,
no,
not the general public. They want to watch comedies, sex comedies.
All right.
You know what a time to have sex? A good time.
I'm listening.
Summertime.
Summer's a good time.
Summer's a good time. It's really
Solid
hot.
pitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last
That's
time
awesome.
there was a movie like this.
Well, a proper sex comedy. Oh, you know what? Bros. That was genuinely a raunchy sex comedy. I think they had the
Mama Mafia, Mama, whatever it's called. It's definitely sex comedy.
Hard Drive
Yeah, I don't know why do you ask?
or Sex Drive. I'm sorry.
Because I'm wondering if there was a time when people went to go see these movies
Right,
in the theater a lot. So I don't know why you would think that they wouldn't go see this movie a lot.
I don't think I don't think they see any comedies across the board as much. There's just not as many comedies made now.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Why would you think that they wouldn't go if they used to go?
Because they can stream it. Because they're closer to the experience. I find watching a comedy at home is as satisfying as watching in the theater. Whereas watching a horror movie is fun in a crowd. People agree. Which is why they keep making horror movies, and watching Avatar, some shit like that, where it's a big spectacle that gets people out. But quieter, smaller comedy films, not so much. That I find. I mean, the days of, Anchorman and the Apatow runs, Superbad, things like that. Those were big spectacle things, and those days, I can't think of any pure comedy.
I think just folding them into other genres.
That's to my point of people don't really want to go to the theater to watch them. I mean, if you can tell me a movie that's had a comedy that's had the impact that The Hangover has had since The Hangover, I'm listening. Particularly if I put the R-rated caveat on it.
Would the Hangover 2 count?
No. Because I don't even think The Hangover 2 would top The Hangover 1.
Would Anchorman 2 count?
Yeah.
Pitch Perfect count?
I don't mind that. I mean, that was a huge
Massive,
success,
yeah.
but also kind of a
Sing
musical.
comedy.
I know, and I think the musical element of that made it the phenomenon that it was. But a pure raw dog, goofy guys trying to lose their virginity movie, or just
This would be a good one for people to email us about.
Yeah,
if
sure.
they've got
I mean-
one in mind.
Magic Mike.
not a comedy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
First one is.
First one is a serious independent drama.
I'm also wondering, has there been female-led movies like this?
I would say that Booksmart movie. Booksmart is the female version of Superbad, but in 2020.
There was Bridesmaids. That one was big, but that was
Oh,
also
that was-
probably
2011. Yeah.
Bridesmaids was 2011. Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
Game Night 2018.
Oh yeah, the iconic film.
Classic.
I mean, we're still all quoting Game Night.
The
to
real
death,
ones
I
know. The real ones know. Nice Guys 2016.
What is Nice Guys?
You don't know that one with Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling?
Nice Guys has a following,
It does, yeah.
Oh.
but
Yeah.
it's not
Sizable.
Hangover.
What's
I'm
the Will
talking
Ferrell one?
merch, bumper stickers, shit like that. I'm all ears. I'm not trying to hammer this down just to hammer it down. I'm open to the data.
I guess I see your point because comedies in theater
Yeah.
is I looking at this list. It's kind of it is mixed in with just action stuff.
Yeah. If I'm just, I don't know, just put my finger in the air here and seeing which way the wind is a blowing, feels like there's a dearth of comedies.
Are you mainly just upset that San Diego legend Kyle Mooney ended up on the cutting room floor?
We don't know that for a fact, but we know that for a fact. I like to see him. I like to see him in it.
Yeah, he was in it.
It was great, and he did a good job. That was, yeah. He was like the reveal because he keeps talking about his nanny. Twist: the nanny is Kyle Mooney. That's very funny. And then basically when Kyle Mooney and Jennifer Lawrence get some alone time, he's like, "Hey, I know what you're fucking doing, you weirdo. What are you goddamn getting at here? You're trying to get these good people for their money." And she's like, "Fuck you. Can't tell me what to do. I like the kid." And then the kid comes back and they have to act nice again. And it's like, okay, this is a
Dynamic.
classic kind of sitcom situation. He knows that she is denying, and they both have to pretend to be cool with each other for the kid. But then like once they get established, it is hard cut to the bedroom with her and the kid. It's like, oh, they lost something there.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't as good as they thought it was. I don't know, but it seemed like a lot of work to get set up and then just cut.
I do wish that they had just made it be like, be our kid's friend.
Right.
You know? I think the whole aspect of
Right.
her having to date him and then her trying to sleep with him is real cringy.
Yeah.
To the point that it's like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
This feels bad. This looks bad. And then it's another one of those things with that Sanctuary movie. It's like, bro, if this was a guy that was 32 and a girl that was 19.
See, you just gave away my plot that I'm going to try to sell to Hollywood, where some guys, there's some parents, they have like a shy 19-year-old daughter, and they try to hire a 32-year-old guy to try to fuck her.
A gigolo.
That was going to be my movie, but now you just gave it away, and
do
someone
it
else
anyway.
is going to make this movie.
Hey, look, if you can have 2 Ray Romano movies, you can have 2 of those movies too.
Oh, man.
Okay, no hard feelings. Are we going to take the Uber ride, as the iconic line from the film says, "Your Uber is here," or are we going to deny the ride? I'm going to deny it. I didn't like this movie. I just don't care. It's not glass in your eyes, hard to watch, but there wasn't really pleasure there for me. But that's me.
I think, sure, take the Uber if it's faster than, whatever other way you're thinking of going, or if you don't want to park somewhere, which is exactly how I feel about this. Like, if you just want to go to the movies and, if you want to see a comedy in the theater that isn't The Machine,
Right.
like that level of quote unquote comedy in the theater,
Yeah.
then I think this is fine. And I also feel like you can go see it with people.
Yeah.
I think it's weirder if you watch it with people at home, like you were saying. Streaming, you don't watch it with friends at home.
I think no one in this room is at a place to attest to this or not, but there is the concept of getting together with your friends, getting really fucking baked and watching movies like this. I've heard. So I don't know
if this is one of those.
Yeah, I don't know if this qualifies as that, but I think that's where you watch the comedies at home with your friends.
Yeah.
Watch some Pineapple Express, dude. Weed.
See, they've just been watching Pineapple Express for 2 decades.
On a
Give
DVD.
them something.
I technically have to take the ride on this movie because I laughed during it, and like Dylan said, the jokes absolutely hit. So there is an audience for this that will appreciate it. It's just in general, I don't know if you necessarily need to see it in the theater unless you think that there's going to be a communal experience and you want to hear other people laughing. You will definitely hear other people laughing. But yeah, it's not a good movie, but if the goal of a comedy is to make you laugh, there are certainly laughs there, and in a lot of cases they work.
I'm getting in the Uber. I laughed like hard, like the whole time.
You cop to like 3 or 4
Yeah, you
sensible
said-
chuckles, and I'll pile on with that and say that I did also laugh 3 to 4. I had 3 to 4 sensible chuckles
What was
as well.
the Pepsi line got me? I'll give them that.
Oh, yeah.
that one.
That
was
was
funny.
awesome.
That's when
Yeah.
I was crying of laughter.
Yeah.
That line was good.
It was a great line.
But no, yeah, I'm getting in, and I want to be like, yo, take me to. I don't know if I should ruin it, dude. Can I spoil it?
Do it.
Yep. Well, hey, man, take me to Princeton
wait, that's the spoiler.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's a good spoiler.
College.
Asteroid City, which I've been calling Asteroids because I think it'd be really funny if Wes Anderson did a movie that was like an adaptation of the arcade game Asteroids, which is I think the direction I'd like to see his career take. He wrote and directed this one, and it's about a small town off of Route 66 that is a site of a meteor landing in a long time ago. And it's a little bit of a tourist trap. They're having a award ceremony for like bright, gifted youngsters. And they are getting an award, and they're having a nice little ceremony. And there's some sort of equinox situation going on in the sky. And during this, an alien comes down from the sky and takes his asteroid back and then leaves. And the government has to come, and it's like ET, like they lock people can't leave or talk about seeing an alien, and it's a kooky cast of characters there. That is the play, but it's framed. You want to explain that part?
I mean, no, right?
You're seeing what would have been a play,
right?
Yeah.
That a man wrote.
That's everything that I just described. But you're also seeing a guy writing the play, and meeting people and other characters, and that's in black and white.
Convoluted. Okay, so it's like, I heard you like plays,
right?
Right. So there's Bryan Cranston narrating the story of a playwright.
Yes.
And then you go inside of that, and you see the playwright writing this stage play, Asteroid City.
Yes.
But then you are, as the movie-going audience, watching Asteroid City, the play that this playwright was writing.
Right.
And it lets you know all of that all the time.
Yeah.
You don't just get to watch the play, Asteroid City.
No, because it's broken up.
Yeah, you have to go into the playwright, the black and white world, and then into the Bryan Cranston narration of the story about the playwright. And they even put up like cards like that tell you like act one,
scenes
whatever.
1 through 3. Yeah.
So you're seeing all like everything. You're seeing the behind the scenes of the play and stuff like that.
At some point, the actors in the play break out and talk to the other people in. The way I described it, movie, it also feels like it has a plot, but it doesn't feel that way when you're watching it. I mean, technically those events happen, and that's kind of an interesting movie idea. Like a little town gets visited by an alien, and then they shut it down, and the Brainiac kids work together to get the information out so that they can get released by the government. Like that would be a movie. But
I could see like a prime Tim Burton doing something with this.
Technically, that happens in this movie, but it's all it's all little vignettes and like characters interacting with each other in the small town and little goofy set pieces and all that stuff. I described Elemental last time as like a very Pixar movie. This is like borderline parody of a Wes Anderson movie, right? Yep. Like everything is shot as just set up to death, and the colors are all color coded to death, and I don't know. It seemed very shticky to me.
Yeah, I mean, like heading into it, you're kind of joking around, like, oh, how far into it are we going to see a rotary phone or a typewriter? Right away.
Yeah, immediately.
Right away. Yeah. So
yeah, and
makes it parody. Yeah, and the act cards were infuriating.
Yeah,
because it just broke it up so much.
Yeah, you're never like along for the ride.
No.
Like, stuff's happening.
You can't get into it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. I've really liked his first 3 movies.
Yeah.
I was at the video store when Bottle Rocket came out, and it was a revelation at the time. I was like a target demo for those, and I love Ben Stiller a lot. So like Royal Tenenbaums was a smasher for me, but I dipped out after that, and it doesn't seem like I missed out on much. If this,
I've written along the whole way, and I even rewatched the Grand Budapest Hotel probably 6 months ago or so, just to make sure that, because after I watched the French Dispatch, I was so disenchanted. I was like, wait, did I just grow or something? And now these movies suck to me. So I went back and watched them. No, I can hang until Grand Budapest Hotel, but then it just falls completely off.
What were the other 2 after Bottle Rocket?
So Bottle Rocket, Rushmore, Royal Tenenbaums, Life Aquatic, Darjeeling, and then a bunch of stuff.
But you like
first 3, the Bottle Rockets, Rushmore, Royal Tannenbaums.
He lost a lot of people at Moonrise Kingdom. I remember that. I didn't have a problem with it.
There's that Fox movie. There's the Island of Dogs movie. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm talk about not the target demographic. I'll watch 1,001 raunchy sex comedies before I watch self-indulgent guy with a vintage luggage fetish just ejaculate on screen for 90 minutes. I found the first act, and I have to say act because they really want you to talk about the acts, right?
Yeah.
First act is legitimately unwatchable, like agonizing, like just being in an elevator with an annoying person. But something very cool happens. Act 2. They're having the ceremony, and the alien comes down from the sky, and it's a creepy little alien. He comes out and he takes the asteroid. The UFO is cool looking. Everything's practical, effects-wise, even if it's animated or whatever. And the guy snaps a picture of him. The alien poses for him, and then he disappears. And I swear to God, that scene itself is one of the most fucking magical moments in cinema that I've seen this year. It was completely arresting. And to what I was saying about those first 3 movies, and I think why I like those first 3 movies is that they are very much so comedies first and foremost.
Yes.
And I just out of circumstance, I'm reading the 8 Ball anthology now, like the Daniel Klaus, and his stuff is so goddamn funny for its time. It's also very, artsy, and I think it had a lot to do with indie culture, whatever the fuck that is. But above all, very funny. And so I think those early Wes Anderson movies that you could kind of point out, if you wanted to, use the word hipster still, you could do that against those movies for sure. They are guilty. They kind of set the foundation for that shit. But they are also, I find, very funny. And after the alien arrives in town, they start working in a lot more comedy. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of on board. And then it completely shits the bed at the end because in the documentary about the play being written, the writer dies before the playwright ends the play. Thus, Asteroid City, the movie we've been watching, doesn't really have an ending and just starts skipping over chunks of stuff and gets pretty unsatisfying as a closure. So there's basically 5 really great minutes in this movie. Yeah. And everything else, I think, is just a person whose style I do not like at all, turned up to 10. Just the worst traits of it. So I don't know. That was my takeaway from the film. If you guys have anything,
his obsession with symmetry has gotten to the point where it is so distracting. 'Cause he has to do those pans, constantly, and then stop on a dime, to show you, look, I nailed it right there, boom, side.
Well, me and Justine will watch some fancy movies from time to time ourselves, and a lot of them, I'll ask her hey, is this French New Wave? And she'll be like, yes, this is French New Wave cinema. And I don't know. I don't know a lot about that stuff, but I've heard a lot about that stuff. And so whenever you see it parodied, you expect it to be all trick shots and gimmick angles and stuff. But when you really watch these movies, there's very little gimmick shots in it where one person's face will be half of the face and the others will be the other. Someone way in the foreground, the other person way in the background, or something that looks incredibly staged or has a lot of mise en scène. It's that's very light in the OG movies. And this guy's obviously gotten so deep into that world that he's just a copy of a copy. And what those guys understood back then in the 60s that this guy hasn't picked up on is you don't do that every fucking scene.
Exactly.
You pepper it in.
Yeah.
And I feel like his early movies were peppered. Yeah. It's all pepper. There's no anything but pepper. Just pepper, pepper, pepper. To your symmetry point,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the last time. I don't know that I've ever been as bored as I was watching this movie and as annoyed by being taken out of every moment of it whenever they're let's go back to the black and white world. Let's go back to Bryan Cranston. It's please. Yeah. And then by the end, when they're just chanting something, I was go away. Go to bed. Yes. Shut your mouth. It doesn't even make any sense. This is a guy who's thinks that he's bringing this style of film to a new height. I see him a lot like I see Tarantino. Yeah. Just we get it.
At least Tarantino says, I'm stopping after 10. Because and he says in interviews, directors fall the fuck off after, like, oftentimes before 10, but definitely at 10.
I don't know. I also don't know how many more stories he has to tell. I
I'd
feel like that would be a safe out. If
I'm
he
giving
didn't
him
really...
3, by the way, and I gave Tarantino 1. But anyways, keep going.
But if you
What,
look
you
at,
mean
if you look
more movies?
No, Tarantino had 1 good movie, and
Oh,
that's
I see.
Reservoir Dogs, and Wes Anderson had his first 3 good movies, and then it's just been shit city after this. And then there's people like Scorsese who don't really do bad movies. So fuck you, Quentin Tarantino. You have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
I mean, when you look at, how far Wes Anderson has fallen off, you can just look at the fact that he uses the same people over and over. So if you go to like some of the early films and you look at how he would write Jason Schwartzman versus how he wrote him in this, it's night and day.
I mean, I guess he was just weird to say that he was a teenager then. He's an adult now, but
that age has nothing to do with like writing a good character that's like, that is funny or enjoyable, whatever. Like, I mean, Jason Schwartzman in this movie is just, it's nothing.
Well, you say how he writes characters as if there's more than one of them.
Yeah,
Because this is just,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you're 8 years old or if you're Tom Hanks' age when he struts in. Everyone has the same mannerisms, dialogue, general vibe.
Cadence of
Yes,
dialogue.
yeah.
That's one of the things that I hated about this. It's just wall of text
Oh,
the
yeah.
entire time. Like,
And not good.
no, it's like, is this supposed to be witty? I like quick, witty dialogue that's funny. This was just like, there is a full like 15 minutes dedicated to kids in a circle saying people's names.
Yep.
Right.
Into the
What
memory
for?
game.
No,
Just
it
fat.
has absolutely no point. Like, what are they trying to say? That these kids are smart because they have good memories? The reason they're here is to win invention awards. We know they're supposed to be bright kids.
Yeah.
Based on the woman sitting next to me, I think it's, in a way, it's designed to try to make people feel bright if they get what's happening, or they can pretend that they feel like what's going on. Because she kept like laughing at these parts, and it's just like, that wasn't meant to be a joke. But
I don't know if anything was funny in this or meant to be funny. And I would actually say you might feel accomplished knowing what is happening on screen.
yeah.
The alien was the highlight of the movie.
Yeah.
It's this weird, I think it might be a puppet too.
I thought claymation, like stop
Okay.
motion.
There was a Roadrunner
Yeah.
featured that was puppeted. But one shot, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, which was when the dad, Jason Schwartzman, is in his room and you're seeing like him out of the side window. And he's talking to Scarlett Johansson, who also has a side window. So they're like talking to each other across the alley. And when it's on him, it's like, oh, this looks like a Polaroid.
Sure.
And that looks kind of neat. But it loses the effect because, again, it's that every single time you
Right.
see it. He's just using everything so much that it's not interesting anymore.
I remembered my joke. There was a joke in the movie, and I was like, oh, no, there was something funny. And I remember my sensible chuckle. Again, I gave 3 to 4 sensible chuckles at Horny J-Law, and I gave 1 sensible chuckle at this, which is when he takes a picture of the alien, and it's the day after, and Scarlett Johansson is like a self-absorbed actress type, and she's like, did it come out? And he's like, yeah, I got the alien right here. It looks clear. I'm like, no, the other one. And she's talking about the picture that he took of her. That's funny. That's a ha-ha chuckle written. That is a joke. That is something to entertain people.
But it's not a leave your house and go to the movie theater kind of joke.
There's 2 to 3 of those in this movie. And again, it has been a very, very long time since I've seen Rushmore or Royal Tannenbaum. So maybe I would find those pretty insufferable now. I wouldn't be
I don't
hard
think so.
to believe. But Bottle Rockets I saw recently, and there's funny moments in that movie. I think it is a funny heist film. Can you imagine the guy that fucking tortured us with this hot air gibberish got to start writing a comedy heist film? What I would give for a comedy heist film after this nonsense.
You haven't seen The French Dispatch?
No, I
correct?
won't watch anything he's done.
Good. Please,
Ever
for
again.
your like mental
Because
health,
that's the whole
please don't
thing.
watch it.
It's not. He's been bitten so hard by so many other people that even if fill in the blank movie is like, a knee slapper or just like a stunning accomplishment, it doesn't matter because it will feel like it's been done and copied just because of the amount of other people. Which is usually when you like, spearhead a style that catches on in the way that he did, you pivot and you start doing something else. You zig while other people are zagging, and then you kind of can stay ahead of the curve and stay fresh and stay interesting, And that is obviously not something that this guy's interested in. I mean, I'm not mad if anyone likes these movies. It's just I quickly figured out that they are just not for me, so I just won't watch them.
Yeah, you do not need to watch The French Dispatch. Grand Budapest Hotel, like I said, that's probably like my jumping off point. And I think a lot of that has to do with Ralph Fiennes' performance in that.
Dylan, you got any rays of sunshine you can put on this?
Hold on, let me think about it real quick.
Did you think in this movie there were any likable characters? Other than the alien?
There's only one
no
character.
Yeah.
Cast of thousands, and there's one. They're all just masks for.
Well, which
the
one's
same
your
person.
favorite?
Oh, Willem Dafoe.
I'm going to go with the three little girls, the witches.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, see, there's some characters.
Okay, cute
The little
kids.
girls are way different.
Yeah.
I just remember the experience more than I did the actual movie.
Right.
Which was saying something. But like, as a guy that's seen most of this movie, I don't know what's that movie you keep saying that happens after Royal Tenenbaums?
Life Aquatic.
The other one after that.
Darjeeling Limited?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's a
On a
train one. I enjoyed that.
I don't even know never heard that title. Anyway, it's a guy that's seen most of his films other than The Dark Unlimited. I told you this after the film. I was like, man, he's really good. He still has it. I really like his movies. I really like this one. Honestly, like if you like quirky, kind of like indie style, like you want Spike Jonze, but you wish Spike Jonze would just straight up go 100% all in. Money,
Yeah, and why
nothing.
am I have to be subjected to just a 3-minute music video? Why not just
Yeah. No, it's
Stretch
like,
that
you
out.
saw her. Oh, that's cute. Here's The Life Aquatic again, but like straight up in a desert this time, baby. I liked it for the most part. My favorite scene, obviously, is the little alien man. I think that's everyone's in the world's favorite scene. Adrian Brody was cool.
Adrian Brody's always cool.
Yeah.
We stan.
Yeah, we stand Adrian Brody. Willem Dafoe is also cool. Oh, Matt Dillon's debut of the Wes Anderson universe.
There we go. He's in.
He's in. That's crazy to think about, huh?
He was a mechanic, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You noticed this little spindle he was spinning in the when they first showed him is the same thing that the alien climbs out of. It was telling you in the beginning, dude, that there's an alien coming out.
Master filmmaker right there.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a good movie. Go not tired. I would go like middle of the day. I'm not saying because it's boring. It's just I went to go use the restroom and I sprinted down. And when I was sprinting back up, I had to look up and I saw half the crowd just kind of taking a little nap. I don't know why. I think they're just we watched it like very late in the day.
So if you see in the middle of the day, what would you recommend people wear to the movie theater?
Oh, shorts and a shirt. It's hot right now. It's like I said,
Okay.
Summer's beginning.
Okay, so summer attire.
No tweed jackets.
No, it's too hot. I would say no shirt,
Hell yeah.
button up.
A button.
Yeah, but a button up. Nothing
Right,
but a
right.
button up. Khaki shorts, long, what's those thin socks called?
Trouser socks.
Trouser socks, and some loafers, dress
I'm
shoes.
gonna say just look at
Some penny loafers from Prada.
take a look at George Costanza's dad in Seinfeld and just any fit. Wear that current year.
That current year.
slacks,
Nice.
man.
That's
And you
that'd
know-
be sick.
Burying the lead that Jeff Goldblum is the alien.
right.
Yeah, a little creeper, a little
Forget
creeping
to
around.
show him for a second.
Yeah, for 1 second you
Yeah.
see Jeff Goldblum.
In a costume.
Yeah, getting into character.
Yes,
And this is like the third time we've seen Adrian Brody as like a theater actor.
Right,
Oh my God, yeah.
And Willem Dafoe is another theater actor, so it was
Yeah.
kind of neat seeing them do them. But
some sunshine. That's great.
I mean, I'm saying it's neat that they were
Yeah.
doing them. And I like that. Okay, I do like this. I like the alien, and I like that Willem Dafoe is wearing sandals with his suit.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna scrape for some sunshine. I'm
Sure.
gonna go when the cowboy comes in and they do the song.
Yeah, okay.
At the very end.
I don't.
With a little kid.
Here's the thing. Here's the irony, Dylan. You would think that like in a movie where they put up little cards and say Act 1, scenes 1 through 3, Act 3, scenes 8 through 12, or whatever. Like you would think I would know exactly where that was.
Oh, it was
have no
somewhere
idea.
in Act 3, scenes 5 through 8.
Hell yeah, my boy's on top of this shit.
So towards the end.
Who did you say was one of the
So
musicians?
yeah, there's like a cowboy group that's also stuck in the town with the people, and one of them is Sue Jorge, who is a Brazilian musician. He did all of the like bossa nova Bowie covers from Life Aquatic, and I know that because there's a bootleg record of it that is very sought after. Anyways, so I saw his name in the credits. I was like, oh yeah, I know that bootleg, and he is.
I know that bootleg.
There we go.
Yeah.
He's a cowboy, but not the cowboy.
No.
Yeah.
One of the other ones.
Yeah. Asteroid City. Did this one leave an impact because of the asteroid, or did it burn up in the atmosphere? This one was in flames before it touched ground. To me, this is a big old miss. But again, not the target demo over here for this one. Justine.
Yeah, this didn't even burn up in the atmosphere, just flew right by. Really boring. And I don't like Wes Anderson, but I was optimistic because it was like a old-timey sci-fi,
Yeah.
Alamogordo, I assume. That atomic era sci-fi stuff is cool to me, and I was so disappointed. But
what
like
a
even that
fucking-
aspect of it was not even really there.
What a botched job, because this whole annoying gimmick is that everyone is like all vintage Americana'd out all the time. It's like, here you finally have a story where it's justified to do that, and you just shit the bed. Anyways.
Yeah, I every movie that he's put out, I've gone opening night, I think, because I have hope. But yeah, this one I kind of went in with a lot less hope, and it still managed to bum me out more than I thought it would. It's unfortunate. But yeah, stop making movies, dude. That's it.
I think he should start doing like he should do like a RC from the Transformers, like do a solo movie from her. I want him to go full Burton, like just get sucked into
I
the
love that.
system
Yeah.
and just sell out real hard. Like
Yeah.
buddy
Fuck yeah.
cop movie, whatever. Like something where they just tamper down all of
Yeah.
those flourishes. I want him to do like
Do a sex comedy.
do the Question. Or don't do The Question. I actually want to see a
No.
movie from The Question. Do like Night Thrasher, the solo movie.
No, you got to make a movie of a Disneyland ride.
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, the live
Okay, yeah,
adaptation.
he could do that for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that actually, that might slap actually. But yeah, sell out, please.
Yeah, take that Disney money.
Yeah,
You know, it'd be cool
go on.
if he straight up just did like a remake of Ben-Hur or something.
Explain.
That'd be cool.
So like go even further back.
Yeah.
Fuck your mid-century bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Ben-Hur, horses, stuff, gladiators, whatever Ben-Hur is about. That'd be cool.
Ben-Hur. I love you, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm just saying. I don't know. If Tim Burton's going to do Planet of the Apes,
Yeah,
have Wes Anderson do Ben-Hur.
sure.
Then, household name, sells out,
Okay.
whatever you want to call it. I call it cashing in.
Go for it.
Ooh.
But he just starts making these crazy symmetrical movies. And they're just remakes of other films. I will say and let me tell you, Asteroid City did leave an impact. Not a big of an impact as the AI generated images I have seen the last couple months of Wes Anderson movies, whatever those. I straight up couldn't believe what I was looking at or watching it. I couldn't tell what was real or not anymore because literally those images are like spot on, and it really made me sad that I felt like half the movie was stuff I've seen through YouTube videos. But I did like the movie. The color palette was really nice. The acting was fantastic, and I would say I like how the miniatures were done. It was fuego, fire, flames. I would say watch this film if you get the chance. Wear some nice attire.
And with that, the second quarter, Q2 of 2023 has ended, and we are here to bring you our power rankings. So the way the power ranking works, our tier list works, is we have S, A, B, C, D, F. S obviously being like the ultimate achievement. F being, you want to kill it with fire, get it on out of here, the worst. There is an imaginary S1 tier that hovers above all of these, which is reserved for, classic movies. So just because you rate a movie S tier, it's not saying like, oh yeah, that's this is as good as The Godfather, because Godfather's S tier, this is S tier too. No. There's a secret S tier above this.
And only time reveals?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I agree.
Another decade, we'll see where Hypnotic lands.
Right.
That could be
exactly.
a fucking
Exactly.
classic.
That's
Yeah.
a great example.
Like
Dylan.
right now, Hypnotic is as good as The Godfather, but a couple years, maybe it'll surpass it. I don't know.
It could.
Being as we are all individuals, the rules that apply are we will alphabetically go down this list of films. We will quantify a mean between them. So like, an F is a 0, an S would be a 5 point system wise. Average it out, and we do round down on a 0.5. So a 3.5 will be deduced to a 3, which is a B tier, and we will get a cumulative score. So we'll give our individual scores and then mathematically determine the cumulative score of what we as a whole give the film.
There's some movies that various members did not see.
Yeah, if you didn't see the movie, you can't vote on it. Them's the rules. So some of them will be divided by a smaller average than others. And I have a special surprise for everyone. I have some highlights of the second quarter of 35 years ago, 1988. So when we're done with our power ranking, we'll see movies that were released 35 years ago during the same 3 months. So that'll be a fun little thing to look forward to at the end of our ranking. Anyways, what are we leading with?
About My Father. This is that one guy, comedian, and De Niro.
Yeah.
Sebastian.
Maniscalco. Terrible person. About My Father.
You want to give your ranking first?
I gave it a D. It is a waste of time.
All right. I'll start with
All right.
out the gate.
I guess I'll go with a B, mostly good. I gotta be honest, I did enjoy myself during this one. I thought De Niro showed up. That counts.
A B?
Yeah, I'll go B.
Yeah, so I give it about a 3. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I give it a B,
Okay.
which is rhymes with 3. I thought De Niro was really good, and I liked his ponytail that he had in the
That's
flashback
amazing.
scene.
Yeah.
But that being said, I give it a B, which is a 3.
I'm glad that you guys liked it more. It's probably a C, but I'll also give it a D because I kind of found myself, it was a little formulaic for my taste, I guess. But I'll pull my own cards here and say that as a tonally consistent film, it is that. So maybe I'm going to be a bit of a hypocrite here giving it a D tier, but that's where I put it. Respectfully. D tier respectfully.
So the average is a C. Mostly
Okay.
bad with some redeeming qualities, which apparently is Robert De Niro.
That's right.
So next is Air, the Ben Affleck, Matt Damon movie about the Air Jordan. I gave it a B. It's pretty good.
I'm gonna go A. Viola Davis. Shout out. Always a pleasure.
I'm going to give it a B+. Do we do that?
I
No.
know you can say B plus, I think, but it's not gonna.
Yeah.
So 3.5 doesn't count?
No.
I'll give it an A for Air. It's in his name, Air Jordan.
Yeah, that's his name.
So that's his name.
I was so torn on this one. My heart says an A, but I think it's probably a B. Just given, I don't know, maybe the pacing or whatever. I felt like it was almost pandering to me, It is a men yelling movie, which is one of my favorite genres about one of my favorite sneakers, and just also a third component just being niche pop culture stuff. So it was almost so directed towards me that I'm veering against it. I'm calling it a B tier.
Wow.
Respectfully, also a B plus, I would say, if we were going there.
So that comes out to a 3.5 average, which we're rounding down.
Yeah.
Which makes it B. Pretty good.
But a respectful B.
B
I can't.
plus.
Yes. We all agree.
Asteroid City.
Ooh.
The Wes Anderson disappointment.
The Wes Anderson in expectation met.
Okay, with Jason Schwartzman and Scarlett Johansson.
I know.
But is it a waste of time, or do you want to kill it with fire?
Exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah, I'm
So torn.
going between them. I'm gonna say D. It's a waste of time because the alien is there and it's worth seeing.
I'd agree wholeheartedly. It's a D.
I give it about a B, which is 3. Again, pretty good. I thought there was some more than just some redeeming qualities, but that's just me, I guess, personally.
I if I'm to be beholden to the own ranking system, which is a C tier, is mostly bad with some redeeming qualities. There is a whiz bang scene, which is that alien, which would technically, by my own definition, put it at a C tier. But, that's a technicality. I think the letter of the law would put it at a C tier, but the spirit of the law, I think it's a D.
You could just look online at a clip of, of the alien going down.
But you don't get that scene and you don't get the cool woodpecker dancing at the end, if not for all the quirky eccentricities of the auteur.
And the shock value goes away.
There's a
Especially
shock
after
value.
I wasn't expecting that alien to pop up after what I was watching for 45 minutes.
That's a very
that's true.
valid point.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Oh shit!
All
What the
that dull, boring nothingness, and then
I did get scared. I was like, "Yo, is this gonna be like some Independence Day shit happening?"
Independence Day S tier.
Independence Day 3. Wes Anderson. Hear me out.
Ooh, what? The remake?
I mean,
Can you put that in the AI generator? If Wes Anderson did the Independence Day? remake?
Jeff Goldblum's in this.
Yeah, keep him.
Hmm.
Did I say that comes out to a 1.5 average, which is a D. Waste
Yeah.
of time.
I'm cool with that.
The next movie is Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, with I have no idea because I didn't watch this movie.
I can't vote.
I'd give it a 3. It was pretty good. Like if you're a little girl and you're going through puberty or whatever, it's fine. Or if you're a child that wants to learn about religion, but your parents are weird about it, but they're cool about it at the same time, that's fine too.
Respectfully, I have this as a D. It is a textbook waste of time, but also I am not a pubescent girl, so I don't think that this was made with me in mind. I don't think it was a bad movie by any means. It's not a D.
No, again,
FU
you would have to
movie.
be a child or a weird Judy Blume head.
Yeah,
But-
an adult who read it and then has nostalgia for it.
Yeah, but I think mostly it's for little girls and little girls.
Yeah, so again, a respectful D.
Honestly, I wish Wes Anderson did this movie. The more I think,
I mean,
as I
it's
think about it now.
closer to the look
Yeah,
than we're
it
caring to
feels like
admit.
a Spike Jonze movie. If you told me Spike Jonze did "Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret," I'd be like,
Yeah.
that was fucking cool.
I mean, it's just the 70s.
yeah, but I'm
stuff,
just
but
saying
still.
the whole indie, the whole
Vintage.
vintage vibe is there. So
I think that's what Roger Ebert said about the film. Is he said the vintage vibes are there. Quote.
Roger Ebert.
Yeah.
So between you two, the average is a 2, which is C. Mostly bad, some redeeming qualities.
All right.
Beau is Afraid. I gave it an A. I respect that movie.
Yeah, you got to go A. It is actually great.
I think I'm gonna be the first one to say this, you guys. I'm gonna give it an S, and I did enjoy it a lot. More bang for your buck, a 3.5 hour movie. You paid $15 to watch something. There you go.
It's only $5 an hour.
Yeah, you don't even
Where
need
else can you get an
don't
hour
need-
for $5?
Exactly. You don't need a Regal pass for that. $5 is more than enough.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
I'm slapping an S on this motherfucker. It's probably going to be my favorite movie of the year. The end.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, because of you guys, the average is a 4.5.
I mean,
Still great, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still an A. Disrespectfully shoved into the A tier,
Oh,
but whatever.
It's not disrespectful.
No, I was disrespectful.
the real Sigmas called it an S.
real
Yes.
Sigmas.
Fucking A. Those who get it. Who it was
I'm
made
an
for.
alpha gave it an A.
Yeah, yeah. The Virgin S tier versus the Chad A.
God damn it.
So, Big George Foreman. I was really torn in this one. I gave it a B. I
Wow.
would say a B minus. Since we don't do that in the calculations, a B, I guess.
I skipped this one. Go ahead, Dylan. Yeah.
I also gave it a B. It was good. I liked it. It was a B for me.
I was expecting to really dislike this one, and I walked away from it feeling better than that, and legitimately learned a lot about George Foreman's life. What was that? When We Were Kings, right? That was a documentary about
About Muhammad Ali.
and George Foreman's fight in Zaire. And so it was kind of I knew some of the George Foreman side of things before watching that doc. So that was fun. Overall, it's a C for me. It's it's a biopic. Those are not my favorite. But this was not a bad biopic about an athlete. That's a stunning feat. It's C tier.
Actually, it's B tier because the average is 2.67, so bump it up. The next one is Blackberry. I gave it a B. Pretty good.
Y'all know how I feel about Glenn Howerton's performance, so I got to give it an A. I thought it was great. Wigs aside, great.
I was also torn on this one. This one in Blackberry, I was like, this was my meta breaker.
I mean, Air.
Yeah. And Blackberry. It was like my meta breaker. I was like, well, I think Air's a better movie. So does that mean Air is A tier? I don't know. Overall, I'd say they're both B's for different reason. Respectfully, I think this is probably a B. Air would be a B plus. So they both end up at B's, but respectfully.
Dylan didn't see it, right?
This is a year of products. You know what I mean? So I'm just throwing A's at anything that it's a brand.
So we land on a B. Pretty good.
It's fine. Yeah.
Black Demon. Brent, you were the only one that saw that. So
I gave it an F. You need to kill that with fire.
Okay.
It's really bad.
First F of the...
Yeah. I'm glad you guys didn't see it.
Okay. The Blackening. I gave it a B.
I also gave it a B.
I had no problem slapping a B on that one. Entertaining film.
Then that's a B.
There we go.
Next up, we have
The Bogeyman.
The Boogeyman, Stephen King loose adaptation. Barely can call it that. I gave it a C. Mostly bad. Some redeeming qualities.
I'm going to give it a tenacious D.
I'm going to give it a Boogie B.
Whoa. Big fan.
Hey.
Big fan.
Yeah, that's a little too much for me. But I got a C. Not mad at it. Textbook, not mad at it.
Comes out to a 2, a C, mostly bad, some redeeming qualities.
Fair.
Don't ask me what those redeeming qualities were, but
Princess Leia.
All right.
Book club, next chapter. I gave a C. Sorry.
Yeah, regretfully, I had to give it a C as well.
It was hard because when the placements of no points, like 4.5, 3.5, the half stars, I was like, okay, I'll give it a 4.5. But since if we're rounding down for the group one, I'm rounding up. So 5.
Oh my God. You just made this an S tier movie.
I got this at C.
Is that as good as Beau is Afraid? I'm not going to fucking lie to you.
Oh my God.
As
dude.
good. Shorter, but those are funner movies.
Okay, so it comes out to a B. Pretty good.
God damn it. B for book.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations, ladies.
Carmen, which only Colin and I saw, but it was a really surprisingly interesting film.
One of the most unique films I've seen all year.
Yeah.
And I don't mean unique like the way like you say special in like a patronizing way, but just truly unique. Mm-hmm. A dance opera.
Yeah.
I guess.
Another adaptation.
Yeah. Strange film.
But very interesting. I gave it a B.
Yeah. This is weirdly a movie that stuck with me. Like, I don't know, just something I think about. I would like to watch it again. Mm-hmm. It is just so damn interesting. Yeah. I call it a B tier as well. If just for a true unique experience compared to every other movie we've seen.
Yeah. B. Chevalier. I give it a C. Mostly bad, some redeeming qualities. It looked good. The story is good. There's good music.
I'm going F. I hated it.
I'm giving it a B. Score was great. That's all right now. That's all I can really remember is the score and the acting.
I got it at a C. It was passable.
Rounding up. C. Mostly bad with
some redeeming qualities.
Some redeeming qualities. It comes out to a 1.75.
Okay, which is a C.
Which is a C.
Okay.
Elemental. I gave it a B. Pretty good.
I also give it a B.
I got this one at a C. Fine to look at.
Yeah, it was really fine to look at.
You got 2 B's and a C.
It rounds up to pretty good. It's a B. Ennismen, only Brent saw that one.
Yeah, I got that at a B. Pretty good. If Wicker Man is S tier of that genre, then yeah, this is B of that genre.
That's high
Wicker Man
praise.
is S prime, right?
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
true.
If Wicker Man is
Okay.
S prime, then this is B of that genre.
Wicker Man, like Nick
Original.
Cage. Oh, you called it an S, and I was like, all right, that's not Brent of you to call Wicker Man featuring Nick Cage of an S.
Oh yes, it is. It's S1.
Fair enough.
Next is Evil Dead Rise. I gave this, like the Boogeyman, a C. Mostly bad with some redeeming qualities.
Evil Dead Rise, I gave that a B. It's a little high, but pretty good.
Beevil Dead.
Ah.
Oh, come outside. I'm your mom. That
You know
was a good
what?
movie.
I
A
remember.
great quote.
I just remember
Yeah.
why I gave it a B. The title screen. That title screen is gonna be hard to beat this
Oh
year.
yeah, no. Someone recorded it on their phone and uploaded it on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah.
I just kept watching it.
Dude,
Like
so
it was just
good.
like the first. It was just that 10 seconds. I just kept watching it.
B for beautiful title screen.
Exactly. That was great.
Yeah, I my heart says a D because I just am a little precious about the
Yeah.
Raimi Evil Dead stuff, and I feels pretty soulless. Or it just has that Evil Dead skin over otherwise competent horror movie. But that doesn't mean it's not a competent horror movie just because it has some is besmirching the name of a franchise I grew up watching. So I think it's a C.
Fair.
Disrespectfully a C.
The average is 2.5, which is
down.
a C. Mostly bad. Some redeeming qualities.
So you get what you wanted.
Next is Fast X, which I gave a B. Pretty good.
I gave it a D. It's a waste of time for me personally.
Listen, man.
Let's
Fast
go.
X,
Yeah.
Fast S, baby.
Shut up. Wow.
Giving it an S tier. That was a great movie.
Dude. Yeah.
You know, fun time again. 3-hour, 5-hour movie. When we
This
just watching
like
there.
my extreme and his extreme will be fair to the listener.
And like, you watch that shit in 40X, which I didn't, sadly.
Which I didn't.
I heard you. It gets crazy, man. I kind of wish I did. If it's still there, I'm gonna go watch it. But
That's a girl. Yeah, if you watch Asteroid City in 40X, which I didn't, I bet it's way better.
I'm not saying it's way better. You'll get more out of it.
Oh, okay.
But it was a great film.
yeah, you will technically get more out of it.
Asteroid City, they just turned the AC off.
It's hot.
I have this at a B tier, but when I think about Vin Diesel bumping the crane on the bridge and the thing goes around and knocks the bomb off of the bridge and buries it in water, but it still blows up the city, that makes me feel that Dylan's right, that it is S tier. But overall, I got it at a B. A good time for me.
Which is a 3. Pretty good. B. B for Fast X. Next is The Flash. And I have it at a B. Pretty good. I kind of wanted to give this one a B plus a little bit,
Yeah.
For the record, but a B.
I ended up going with a C because I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
I wanted to, like you, Justine. I wanted to give it a B plus, and then I was torn between an A and a B. But if I have to be honest with myself and you, the viewer, I would probably have to say B as well.
Sickeningly with myself, I'm calling it A tier. I just think it was
A tier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just I'm looking at other superhero movies where I have them and how I feel about this. It's it's the best superhero film this year behind Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
I like these kind of movies, and this is what did I say? That Asteroid City is a very Wes Anderson movie. This is a very superhero movie. So I don't know. I'm calling it A tier. A very clearly, obviously biased A tier, and it's for the scope that it has. I think it doesn't just get totally lost in the mire. So I have to be honest with myself and call it A tier.
Yeah.
So the average is 3, which is solid B. Pretty good. Fool's Paradise is the next one. I gave it a B. For the record, it'd be like a B minus to me.
I thought this one was going to be trash, and then I found myself laughing and getting excited throughout it. So I got to be honest and give it an A. I will watch it again for sure.
I gave it a B. It was pretty good. Stuff happens.
I have an A on this one, and like, I think I recently watched the Red Letter Media takedown of this film.
I did too. Yeah.
I think they missed so much of the point. Like,
Yeah.
they were like, oh, this is like a tired, cliched, jab at Hollywood. But it's like, no, that's why it was good. Is because it wasn't
that at
like
all. Yeah.
bogged down with making a serious point. It wasn't like, I don't know, the Glass Onion movie or one of those kind of things. Like, it's so consistently tonally absurd and relying on physical comedy of Charlie Day. Yeah, that's the other thing. A lot of these reviews, they neglect like the whole point of the movie, which is a showcase for this guy, who I like a lot. Talking too much about this should probably tell you that it's under great criticism of this film that I have to probably zag while they zig, and I'm putting it at A tier, which is probably like 5 tiers higher than most people are giving it. So
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So average is 3.5. Rounding down is a B.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Guardians 3. I gave it a 4. It was great.
Yeah, that is like the most A movie I have. Like that is a pure 4 for sure.
I also gave it a 4, and that's where Colin, I had a fight between which one I liked more, and I know it's not a competition,
right.
The Flash in this.
Yeah, and I was like, I did enjoy the Guardians movie more, and I think that's why I made that one the A and the Flash the B.
Right.
Which I still see why you would give both or one. I know Flash and A. I'm just saying.
Yeah, this was like an Air BlackBerry situation where I'm like, I know one movie is better, but I probably walked away with an equal amount of enjoyment from them.
Oh, okay.
So like I would say Guardians 3 is like a film, whereas Flash is just spectacle. But Flash is a lot of spectacle. Flash is an A-tier spectacle, and I think Guardians 3 is an A-tier movie. But yeah, either way, I have it at A. They're both swell films by my estimate.
Everybody gave it an A. It is an A. Next is Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. Colin and me. This one was kind of weird. I'm torn between like a B- and a C. I still don't know.
I think they made a B movie, and I think I enjoyed it on a C level.
Yeah, there we go.
Like it was when you see the multiple locations they do, I think like it's a very challenging thing to tell a war movie and not come off as, super gung-ho, chest thumping. And I don't think they fell into that territory. It's very hard to do, and it's also not like you don't expect Guy Ritchie to tell like a serious story, I guess, or maybe I don't. So I don't know. All in, I think it's a pretty well done film, but I walked away with feeling about a C about it.
Yeah, and I guess I can give it a B so that we kind of even each other out, but it still goes down to a C. So C, mostly bad, some redeeming qualities, because how to blow up a pipeline. I gave it an A. It was great.
I'm gonna go ahead and just go S tier. Didn't know what to expect. Just loved the title, and then I felt it was good craft. It was a compact film, and I don't know. I was blown away by it.
I'm giving it also an A tier. Good.
Yeah, craft is the word. This is a very well crafted, very like intense feeling film, and also what like the other films I think that are elevated. It's has something to say and has a point to it. It's not all just white knuckle. Oh no, are they going to make it? Like they're not trying to steal a diamond. They flesh out the motivation behind all the characters. This is a great movie to watch to see how to make an effective story. I say I have this as an A tier.
It rounds down, but it's an A. Okay. Everyone's favorite.
The movie everyone is talking about.
Yeah. Taking everybody's S tier, Hypnotic. It's a D. It is a waste of time movie.
I don't really remember it, so I just went with an F because I remember not liking it.
I gave it a 3. B. It's pretty good.
I was reminded of this film existing earlier this week, and we saw it like 2 weeks ago, so
Yeah.
we didn't see it that far away. It was just that forgettable. I have it at a D. I am astonished that this movie exists, though.
Yeah.
Give it 10 years, you'll get it.
You didn't get it? So 1.25 rounds down to a D, waste of time.
Okay.
Next, Kandahar. Was that again just calling me?
Believe so.
All right. I gave it a C. This one I was fine giving a C.
I'm glad we did the Covenant first because that was this is the version of the Covenant where the whole moral of the story is terrorist bad. I have this at a D tier, and actually I will say it was an entertained D, not a oh god I can't wait for this. Well, I guess I kind of couldn't wait for it to be over. I didn't like the movie, but I didn't hate it either. So a D tier respectfully.
I thought it was fine as an action movie, which is why I gave it a C. But
Motorcycle guy, very cool.
That's true. And that comes down to a 1. It's a waste of time. D. Knights of the Zodiac, guys.
Welcome to the Deal Zone.
B. Knights of the Bodiac, baby. That movie was really good, man. Remember that scene when she was first getting pissed off at him in the dinner table and he just kept talking and not realizing that she was like about to explode in the kitchen?
And then she explodes and then like the house is rigged. Because when she sets off her Cosmo,
don't do it.
The Gorog can detect her, and they're trying to hide from Gorog. So her parents have the blast doors that close. They can sense when she's about to release her Cosmo, and so they shut her, and she releases the Cosmo. But don't worry, she's not going to be detected by Gorog because her
Gorok.
Garod.
Yeah, I kind of like knowing nothing about this movie and it's getting infinite amount of lore dropped on me. I was engaged weirdly with this film.
I can tell by you named more things that I could remember.
I know because I had to because again they just give you like tome after tome. If you thought that Wes Anderson was wall of text, bro, watch some Knights of the Zodiac. Athena came to Earth as a elemental before she was in. It's a D tier.
D.
Man.
Yeah, it's D, but it's but no, disrespectfully. But I was entertained as a D. One of the most entertaining Ds I've on the list.
Well, too bad for you because it's solidly a C.
Right.
Oh man.
Which is also probably the highest rating anyone will give this film.
Yeah.
The Little Mermaid. It was a waste of time. I gave it a D.
Dang.
I gave it a B. Final answer.
They had more to add.
No.
I also gave it a B.
What letter is under the C?
That would be a D.
Oh, that's what I give it. It's a D tier.
Very well played, sir.
Worked on that one.
I'm willing to give you my vote.
I'm looking at your notes.
For that joke. I'm willing to give you my vote.
It comes out to a 2, which is a C. Mostly bad, some redeeming quality.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Yeah. Love Again. I gave it a C. I kind of wanted to give it a B because I just enjoyed it so much. A C plus, a loving C plus to Love Again, but a C.
Yeah, I also gave it a C. It should probably be lower, but it inspired our first animated short, so C.
My heart will go on. Celine Dion. More like Boleyn Beyond, bro. I give that a B again.
Okay.
That movie was good.
Right.
Where were they? Who knows?
Who knows? Who
What was the
knows?
location? I got okay. If Knights of the Zodiac was like my most entertained watching a D, I think this was maybe my most entertained watching a C.
Right.
It was a lot of fun watching this with no one else in the theater except us doing commentary.
There's factors in. Yeah.
Yeah. A fine C for Celine.
God damn it.
Hell yeah, dude.
So 2.25, it goes down to a C. Mostly bad, some redeeming qualities,
Fair.
which is everything about it.
Yeah.
Somehow still mostly bad, but the redeeming quality
yeah.
is everything about
I think
it.
if you were the biggest fan of this movie, would have to say that it's mostly bad.
Yeah, which is me. The Machine. I did not see this.
Oh.
Burt Gershwin movie. What's his name?
Kreischer?
Kreischer. Whoops. That's part of his joke, and I keep adding on to it, but I sincerely don't know his name.
So Looking at my notes, I did give The Machine an F. Kill It With Fire. Stop telling your same joke over and over and over. I understand a lot of people like it. I don't.
You know, I'm not a fan of Bert Kreischer. And again, I don't mean to harp on in this film, you know, but I'm going to have to just give this one an honesty, an all honest B. It was fine. The action was good. What's his name?
I'm sorry. Wait, what was that? What did you give this one?
B, because I'm saying
B?
the action was good.
B for Bert.
Mark Hamill was good in this film.
Oh, boy.
That the lady that's friends with him, that's taking him around, was good. And young. I'm not saying Bert was good. Young Bert was
Right.
fine. And you know that's cool.
I was really torn between a D and
S
an
and an
F because I feel like a D could be like because it exists for his fans, and I hate to say an F to a movie that's like very clearly just not made for me. This is a fan movie. It's a movie for pre-established fans, so it's like, well, that means it has a purpose. So is it totally without waste? But I was really bored watching this movie, like physically bored. I think it's an F. And this is a weird to say F respectfully. Respectfully, this was an F.
So it's solid 1, D, waste of time.
Okay.
Mafia Mama, that was Brent again only.
That one, yeah, it's also an F. The only reason I did not walk out is because I would have gone home before coming to record the podcast, and I would have got over here later than I wanted to.
Next is Nefarious, which I gave an F.
Okay.
An F plus for the representation, but an F regardless.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like the premise is cool, but the execution makes it an F. And if you want to argue with me about that on Letterboxd, you would not be the first person. So
I thought about it, you know, because it's like nefarious. What happens in it? Well, they're in the jail cell the whole time. Saw Legend, the guy from Saw 3D, is in it the entire movie, and then some random dudes. And honestly, like, I'm scared of these kind of films, possession films in general. And I was like, man, I'm gonna give this one an F. But the guy from Saw 3D really raised it up to a B, and I just have to go ahead and because he was good in that whole entire movie. And like, I was like, yo, I believed him. I believed he was possessed and he wasn't crazy. And the guy knew too. I'm not saying the guy interviewing him was a bad actor, but he believed the guy being possessed.
the actor in the movie believed it.
Yeah.
So it gets a B. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool, man.
He was like, shit, this guy's actually possessed. You can see it in his face, like a face of terror.
So if he didn't believe it, then you'd have to give
well,
it an F.
I would
right?
consider a C, but since he believed it, a B.
I kind of appreciate just the psychoticness of I felt like I was listening in on a conversation I wasn't invited to.
Right.
You know what? Sometimes if there's like a cafe next to my place of business, and so people will sit down and start talking, and like just the way the door is positioned, I will hear their conversation kind of clearer, and they don't realize it. And so it's like I get insight into random people's problems with their daughters, or like, the doctor that doesn't know anything, he doesn't know what he's talking about. You get to hear weird little insights. I felt like this, it's very much so for like the gonzo Christian community. And like, I don't know, I kind of like being able to spy on them and see where they're at. So, I mean, off the rails to me, given like what I normally see, probably very on rails if like you're inundated with this kind of stuff. I put it at a D. And I don't know, I would have a hard time giving it an F.
It's a 1, it's a D.
Fair enough.
Waste of time. Which it is. Next is No Hard Feelings, which we just saw. A C plus. Mostly bad, some redeeming qualities.
Yeah, I fell on a C with it as well.
I'm gonna have to give this one a B. I thought Yeaaaah was good. I don't know if this is. Did we touch on if that's the kid's debut
I mean, he's been in TV stuff, but
He's good.
debut movie?
debut lead acting role in a film.
Yes,
Sure.
I would say that was good. And that's about as much as I can say. So about a B.
I have this at D, but like respectfully, it was for all my fetching, it was I was entertained during it, but an entertained D. Entertained.
I think like Yeaaaah, her actual talent like kept that from really scraping the bottom.
That's a 2. It's a C. Mostly bad.
Okay.
Some redeeming qualities.
It's probably a fair assessment.
1001, which I give my first S tier to. It was excellent.
I also give it an S. I'm glad that I went back and watched it and didn't skip it because I was blown away. It was awesome.
Yeah, I have that as an S as well. Just a wholly unique experience. Can't say enough good things about it.
Oh, a unanimous S tier.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. The next we have Paint. Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Uh-huh.
It's not about Bob Ross.
It is not.
I gave it a D. It is a waste of time.
I give it a B. It's very like calming, soothing movie. I know there's like, again, we keep touching on Spike Jonze and Wes Anderson, but like, honestly, if they did this movie, it would probably be like maybe an A tier at this point. But I would give it a B just for like the Napoleon Dynamite style movie.
This is probably the least entertained D that I'm going to give out. Yeah, this is a weird world where like the Machine and Paint are like in between. Like I was so bored. I was probably less bored during the Machine, but also so bored. And I was during Paint, but I was also so bored during Paint. I'd still say it's a D, but a disrespectful D.
I could see that it's like watching Bob Ross paint, which is just kind of
No.
proto ASMR. No, I mean that Dylan was saying it's soothing.
Right,
you
right,
know?
right.
Yeah. It rounds up to a C. Mostly bad, but some redeeming qualities.
Wait, I'm sorry. How is that? We both had it at D.
Yeah, and then Dylan gave it a 3.
What? What?
Fair enough.
I know myself.
Polite Society. I was a little bit torn between S tier and A. I'm going to go with S tier, though.
Yeah, for me, it's between A and S, and I decided to go up to S to encourage more films to be made like this and to make it into theaters over here.
So all movie makers,
Do
listen
this.
up.
I got it at A. I could see it getting bumped to S with multiple watchings. Yeah, a really amazing film. A for amazing.
It still rounds up to an S. The Pope's Exorcist. Russell Crowe. Exorcism movie. I give it a C. It's mostly bad with some redeeming qualities. It's kind of a cool hybrid possession house haunting movie. But other
I'm at
than
the
that,
haunted house. I'm at
Yeah.
the exorcism. I'm at the combination haunted house and exorcism.
exactly.
Not a
So,
rapper.
I gave it a C.
I was going to give it a C, but then I remembered Colin said, no, it's also a haunted house movie in addition to an exorcism movie. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So it's a B.
I was I was leaning C, but then I was like, oh wait, Boogeyman's a C. And what was the other? Evil Dead, I gave a C.
Yeah.
You know what? This was better than that for sure.
Exactly.
And I think I felt like I liked it a lot while I was watching it. Like, I don't know, it was just one of those like exciting movies, for lack of a better word. So yeah, I'm comfy calling this a B. And it's weird to say that unless we count I guess Megan would be. Megan's a horror movie.
Mhm.
This would maybe be the best R-rated horror movie. How about that I've seen this year, which is odd to say, but that's where I'm at right now.
Rally Road Racers. It was just Colin and me
Yeah.
watching a children's movie about a
Slow Loris
slow Loris
traveling the Silk Road in China to
versus
save his
a
village.
frog. I gave it a D. It's a waste of time. I don't even think that this is any child's favorite movie, but it's animated and there's cute things, so I guess it's watchable.
Yeah, I was arguing with a friend of mine about Elemental recently, and he was like, it doesn't even look good. I was like, no, it looks fucking amazing. And if you watch Rally Road Racer, you'll understand why Elemental looks amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Rally Road Racers is like when artists of comics didn't have enough time, so the back is just like
yeah.
blank.
And you know what? It's even then, it's like, I'm sure serviceable kids movie. I could see a kid being entertained. I don't think it's like boring or bad, but this is definitely one of those I'm not in the demo ones, and I don't think it's artful enough to elevate itself above the demographic, so I will snootily put on my monocle and shit all over this children's movie about racing frogs. It's fine if you're a kid. It's just a very kids movie, you know.
What did you give it?
Oh, a D.
Okay.
Yeah. After all that.
Yeah. So it is a waste of time, certainly for a non-child. Renfield, the Nicolas Cage movie.
Starring Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage also starred in The Flash.
It's true. Our man's tearing it up.
Hell of a year.
I gave this a C.
All right, this is going to be really irrational, but I'm giving it an S because I was legitimately screaming the entire time because I was having so much fun watching it, and that counts.
Yeah, I gave it a 3, which is a B. Yeah, I mean, if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead.
I got this at a C. It's a fun watch, but I'm gonna say respectfully a C because goddamn Nicolas Cage is delightful in this.
Yeah. I hope they put him in something better.
I think this guy's got a future.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd like to see more of him?
Like unironically, yes.
Yeah, all the time. There's no wrong time to be a Nick Cage fan.
You could do it right now and it'd still be good.
Start today. Sanctuary. It's an F. It's an F movie. F this movie.
I was torn between D and F because it was bad, but like, is it F? I got it marked down as an F.
Thank you.
I think Justine was kind of convincing me, or pointing, just by convincing me, I mean, reminding me of things that I saw with my eyes.
Yeah, if you run back the tape, you hated this movie.
Yeah, no, this is just an excuse for actors to do little actor tricks around each other. It's very bad. I think I'm more comfortable calling it an F than a D because the thought of rewatching it, like, if I put The Machine in an F tier and put this in an F tier, it's like, yes, I would not want to watch either. Rally Road Racers, a D. If it's on, I'm not gonna walk out of the room. I would be very uncomfortable walking into a room where they're playing Sanctuary.
Whatever. Oh, Sanctuary. Yeah.
That girl's is gonna be in a Coen Brothers movie soon, and I'm a little worried about it. But I guess we're gonna see what the power of a director is.
True.
Do you know who that lady, Margaret Qualley? Do you know who her mother is? Andie MacDowell.
Oh, okay.
So everyone wants to come out swinging at these nepo babies. I got one for you. New nepo baby just dropped.
Ooh. Okay, so we both gave it a 0.
Yeah.
It's a unanimous F. Throw it in the trash. Sisu. I gave a D. I felt it was a waste of time. I was kind of bored.
Jeez.
For me, I had a great time, so I'll give it an A.
You're still out, Dylan?
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
What was the first syllable?
C.
Yeah, sounds about right. Fine watch. I had a good time.
Are you giving it a C?
Yes.
Sue me.
Okay. Round down, it's a C.
Yeah.
Mostly bad, some redeeming qualities, which I guess I would.
I think
fine with.
most people would think that. It's just like, I'm just the type of person that likes that kind of shit.
I think D is a little harsh, but
I was bored.
fair enough.
There's definitely she's representing for a large percentage of people that would probably think that too.
Yeah, if you want a story or good dialogue.
Oh, it's not there.
Oh.
Yeah, I just wanted like stabbing Nazis and I got it.
Or like cool shots. Good acting. Yeah, Somewhere in Queens had those things. I gave it a B. Pretty good.
Little too kind. I call it a C, but respectfully, because there was some funny bits, good dialogue. Who was the mom in that movie?
Laurie Metcalf.
Laurie Metcalf, superstar.
Mm.
So a C respectfully.
Was it just us?
Yeah.
Which rounds down to a C. I disagree. It's fine. Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse. I gave it a C. Sorry. Mostly bad, some redeeming qualities, which is impressive animation, of course, and the villain, but he doesn't get enough time. Mm-hmm. And I think even the animation suffers after just kind of seeing too much. Gets muddy. Story's boring.
I also gave it a C. It's like really hard to follow up one of the greatest feats with animation ever done. And just like all of a sudden you find out it's only part one.
I got to give this one, and I'm sorry, guys, I don't 100% agree with everyone in the room, but I'm going to go A on this one. I just liked it. I'm trying to watch it again, but my one friend that would watch it with me will not watch it with me again. But it's fine.
My one friend that would watch it with me
Won't watch it.
okay,
yeah.
got it.
So, but anyway, I sincerely give it an A.
Yeah, I think I was. I don't know why. I watch too many people doing movie reviews now. But Mark Bernardin of Fat Man on Batman fame was shitting all over the Flash because he was like, "Wait, you could go back in time and you don't like try to solve the crime of who killed your mom?" They're like, "Well, that's what they were gonna do with the second movie." And he's like, "Yeah, well, you don't set the table tomorrow for what a dinner you're gonna eat today." And that's kind of where I felt like with the Spider-Man movie. I think it's a good way to put it. It's like, yeah, just tell a story. Don't, give us the razzmatazz to build up a cliffhanger. On your second movie, this isn't the conclusion of, a saga we've been strung along for forever. I think that's a huge misstep as a second film. I still have this at a B. Now I'm feeling like maybe I was too favorable on it, but, I don't know. It still looks great, and you still see all the Spider-Mans in it. And obviously, I still like these superhero movies more than most people, so I got a B on it.
Which bumps it up to a B. Super Mario Bros. Movie, the movie.
Debut film.
Debut film, first time we're seeing the Mario Brothers
Never have we
outside
ever
of
seen a Mario
a
before.
video game. Really exciting. I give it a C. It's colorful. In some parts, the worlds aren't as nice as you'd think they would be. It's kind of a stupid story.
There's a story?
What story are you speaking
Bowser's
of? Yeah.
sad because
Oh.
the girl doesn't like him. That's pretty much all I remember out
Right.
of the story. So yeah, C.
I'm factoring in the experience into my rating. Midnight movie, there was several adult men dressed as Toad. This is a B.
I'm giving this one an A again. I know, unpopular opinion. Sue me. I try to watch it again with my friend that I thought would watch it with me, but he would not do it. But I did enjoy it. I remember, even take away the factor of theater, I thought the film itself was good. I had a good time. It was just eye candy.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of empty calories, but I eat a lot of empty calories in my life, and that's why I'm comfy calling this one a B.
Comes out to a B. Pretty good. Sweetwater. I didn't see that one. I don't know what it is.
I didn't see it.
You're in the deal zone.
Hey, baby, what's up? You said you liked sports biopics?
Jesus Christ.
Well, guess what? This was one of them. It's about the basketball players. And I give it a B. Yeah, I give it a B. I was trying to remember what it was when I saw it on the list. And I looked at my letterbox and I went, oh, I gave this a 3.
Mhm.
So it's a 3 here. It's a B.
All right, it's a B. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. I give this a B. Pretty good, entertaining. Was it?
Yeah, it's like same sensation as Mario for me, so to be fair, I have to give it a B.
Everyone's been asking me, like, what'd you really think? Colin asks me every day, what did you really think of the Transformers? Rise of the
I'm
Beasts?
still talking about this Transformers movie.
he
Sticks
doesn't
with you
believe
so
me when I
much.
tell him I'm going to do it now. It's on record. I'm giving it an A because it is just straight up stuff happening. And I was,
Action is fucking cool.
yeah,
right?
yeah, the action's cool. The fucking words they were saying was fucking phenomenal.
You're into the words? Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was like, yo, those are fucking crazy words you're saying.
Wait, the order that they put them in, bro?
Well, not
Nuts.
even. No, I'm not saying the lines. The lines, yes, but the words they were saying in the film that was trying to make you make sense of the movie, like not the all spark, but whatever all those other non stuff is. Yes.
Oh, like the new words that they invented for this movie?
Well, I don't think they invented it for the movie. I think they existed. We just didn't know that they existed. So when they drop it like a fucking atom bomb on us, and you just go, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
Yeah.
And I liked it for that aspect. It was just stuff happening, and I enjoyed it for that.
Again, poor Michelle Yeoh, gun to her head, Oscar in hand.
Say maximal. Say it.
Tell Maximals we must maximize if we are to secure the transwarp key to protect our land from Omicron, who is sending Scourge for us. Like this poor woman.
Yeah, that really is an A, right?
As I was saying,
legit.
there's stuff happening.
I respect that rating.
That's why I loved it.
A gun pointed at Michelle Yeoh's head while she says the dumbest shit she's ever heard in her life. Her first read through. Can we get another take? No. How about no? You make me say Optimus Primal? No. No.
He does have to say that more than once, I think.
Wait, was it? You cast me 2 minutes before you wrapped this film.
I've been looking for the Maximals. I thought all the Maximals were dead with Optimus Primal.
I'm just now being told I'm an eagle. Fuck off.
A robotic
Wait,
eagle.
A robot? Yeah, a
with
robot
feathers. Fuck you.
And I turn into a person.
I had this at B, Rise of Bees.
Which makes it a 3 1/4 for B. Pretty good.
That's all I can ask for.
Yeah. You hurt my feelings. I give it a D. It's a waste of time.
It was a tough one. F.
I'm giving it a B. If you just really like sit there and watch it for like the story itself and think, wow, this is storytelling at its finest, then that I would applaud because I would do the same. I would have to give that one a B. It's like, honestly, if you can do whatever during that movie while it's on, it's amazing. B.
Is it relaxing or no?
It's relaxing.
Okay,
You can
cool.
sleep
Yeah, so
to
that
it.
factors in?
Yeah,
Okay,
like,
yeah.
again, a rewatchable movie is a movie you can sincerely sleep to.
Yeah, you
I
just
think.
chill.
If you can watch it once, maybe even twice all the way through, but then watch it again and sleep through it, it's a fucking incredible movie.
All right, then I'll upgrade to a respectful F.
Well, B.
I was like mad watching this movie because it was so agonizingly boring, and I was just like, oh, what do they say on like Twitter and stuff? Or like, oh, they thought they ate. Like that I finally understood that phrase. It finally makes sense to me. But so I was like looking forward to giving this movie an F, but I'm 1000% honestly influenced by Dylan's take, which is that it's a very calm movie and you can watch it and like not worry about anything happening. Like
Dude, it wasn't calm. You didn't ever describe it as calm. You're
no,
just
I didn't understand. I
now
did
you
not.
get it.
I'm
Okay.
telling you, I was influenced by Dylan. He raised some valid points. Like
There was so little happening.
Yes.
That it was just
Yeah,
white noise.
all these fucking
Oh yeah,
movies.
this is the one where I started looking for continuity in the background. I got you.
all the
Yeah.
fucking all the
So relaxing.
all these Maximals, all these Bowsers, all these goddamn time paradoxes. Here's a movie. People walking around on the street talking about the relationship that they're in. I gave this a D very disrespectfully. I was pitting this one against that Sanctuary movie in terms of like, all right, which one was more offensive? Because they're both obviously pretentious is like the underline 3 times line between the two, you know? But I think that there's loud and pretentious. And then again, I'm giving Dylan his fucking flowers that it's not loud. It's a calm, pretentious movie. And for that, I give it a D, respectfully.
And yeah, Sanctuary also thinks it's edgy, which is just so gross.
Yeah, edgy will put a boring movie
Into F tier.
Yeah, and this wasn't edgy. And that's again, I'm taking Dylan's suggestion. This might be the opposite of edgy.
Soft.
Yeah, it's
rounded.
soft.
Yeah, like the
Very soft.
polar opposite. Again, I had an F experience, but even then, maybe that was unfair because I felt like this could have been good. We all agree.
Yeah, it should have been.
So I was like punishing it. It's not its fault that we thought it would be good. Can't blame the movie for that.
It took me a second.
Just because there's talented people involved, we're gonna
There's
shit.
so many talented people in that movie.
Yeah. No, this is I'm comfortable calling this a D.
All right.
So that's all of them 45 movies. We have 2 that landed in S tier. 1001 and Polite Society. That's it. That's
Not expecting that.
Yeah, I know.
I have a fun breakdown for the movies 35 years ago. So this is 35 years ago, released between April, May, and June of 35 years ago, which was 1988. To give you an idea of, like, I don't know, I think it's fun to look at. Like, have we fallen so far? I think we have. The blockbusters released during that period, I'll lead with an asterisk, which is Beetlejuice, which came out March 30th, 1988. So just outside. But the rest of these, big Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Willow, and Coming to America, all released between April, May, June, Q2, 1988. So, which of these films stack up to that is the question. I have these bunched together under cult classics, very umbrella term. Dead Heat with Joe Piscopo, Red Heat with John Belushi and Arnold Schwarzenegger, Maniac Cop, Earth Girls Are Easy, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, Colors. Listen, those are Earth Girls and Killer Clowns are both huge movies for me. That they were both released like so short together.
Damon Wayans humping a stuffed animal rabbit in Colors is
For comedies, I had one. This was so buried deep in my memory hole. I'm now obsessed with it. Big Business with Bette Midler and Lily Tomlin, and they played twins. Yeah, exactly. Like, I know I've seen this movie, but have not thought about this movie until I accidentally stumbled upon it, looking it up on IMDb. Great Outdoors with John Candy, Bull Durham with Kevin Costner and Susan Sarandon, and Funny Farm with Chevy Chase. So our comedies might be able to top their comedies. I don't know. Not counting, obviously, some of the ones that are in the cult classic section. Interesting action films released in Q2, 1988. Bloodsport, the breakthrough performance of Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Above the Law, Steven Seagal's debut. Both of those movies come out months apart from each other, and they're both like the landmark performances from those two. And I thought this was interesting. We kind of people complain about modern films like it's all sequels and franchises and remakes. We covered 7 sequels this quarter, including, if you can count like The Flash, which is like a continuation of, I guess I got them here. The sequels we covered in the last 3 months: Book Club 2, Evil Dead Rise, Fast X, The Flash, Guardians 3, the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and Transformers Rise of Beast. So 7 sequels. I counted 6 of the top 200 most popular movies in 1988 were sequels released in this quarter. Rambo 3, Friday the 13th Part 7, New Blood, Poltergeist 3, Crocodile Dundee 2, Critters 2, and Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
All great.
6 sequels. So, which is to say that, the sequels have always kind of been around. So, I'm now fascinated with 1988 as a year in film. I think a lot of these movies were burned into my brain. There was more sequels too released, like around Scrooged was released later in that year. There was a Halloween. They had Hellraiser 2, but I don't know if that's true. And there's the best cover art of a Nightmare on Elm Street sequel, which I think was 4. Don't quote me though.
What's the cover?
Just the one that's like Freddy's eyeball popping.
Oh, in the back, and there's like kids in front of them.
Yeah,
I believe that's 4.
Okay, so that's a time warp to Q2, 1988, 35 years ago today. And that's our tier list. Those are our movies. You think we're stopping here? You think this is the end? You think we get halfway through the year and stop watching indiscriminately every goddamn movie that comes out of the local theater? You're sadly mistaken. Dylan, tell them what we're watching next.
Unlimited.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Regal Movie Masters Unlimited. We got a special one for you. The return of the old school Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, the 5th installment in this indie franchise. Next, from the studio that brought you the classics like Shrek, we got Rudy Gilman, Teenage Kraken. Then we got Everybody, our first documentary film of the year. You asked? We do. we have A24's Past Lives. Anyways, everybody, we'll see you at the movies next week. Bye.